Hello guys and welcome to PrepEve, where we revolutionize how you prepare for IELTS. So you guys must be surprised, right? That where is our ma'am, the beautiful ma'am who teaches us on this channel? Why is this big man sitting in front of us? Well, if I tell you a bit about myself, so I am co-founder of PrepEve, and during this lockdown, during this quarantine, I decided that okay, why not I debut myself on the channel. So this is my first video, and I will be starting with the topic that confuses a lot of people, and it confuses even those who have taken the IELTS test multiple times. So I managed to create a strategy for the true false not given questions, and I decided to share it with you today. Okay, so we will be covering two types of questions today, the true false not given and the yes no not given. Both of these questions we will be discussing that what is the correct strategy to deal with them. Let me discuss a little bit about ourselves, about PrepEve. So we started training for IELTS 3 years back, that is in 2017, and more than 35,000, I would say, not even 30,000, 35,000 plus students have learned and helped themselves to score well in the IELTS using our videos that are available on YouTube. And we have almost 1400 students now in our one-to-one courses. I'm sorry, the slide is not updated. And all the trainers that we have for our one-to-one courses have a minimum experience of 2 years in IELTS training, in IELTS coaching, and we offer one-to-one online coaching. So let me tell you how it goes. So there is you and there is a trainer and no one else in the class. So the efficiency that you get is like one class in one-to-one online coaching with PrepEve is 5 hours or 7 hours in an offline institute. So you get trained efficiently by someone very experienced. If you are very serious about cracking IELTS and getting the desired band score, visit our website prepeve.com to know about our courses and enroll into one. Right. So starting with the topic today, first of all, we need to understand that what is the difference between true false not given and yes no not given. The true false not given talks about facts, and the yes no not given talks about opinions. Okay, so here in true false not given, they might be asking you, for example, if this thing is that or that thing is that, and you have to find that thing in the passage. And in case of yes no not given, basically there will be the meaning of that thing in the question, and you have to find out whether it is there as it is, like is the meaning changing in the passage. Pretty much they are the same, there is no difference between them. The complication level or the complexity of both the questions is the same, so you won't be facing a problem as such. And for our convenience, what I tell my students is that we will basically just call it correct, incorrect, and not given. Okay, so true false not given, yes no not given, just call it correct, incorrect, not given. Do not worry if you get either of these, they both mean the same, the strategy is the same. Right, moving on. Now I will be discussing a very simple process. I want you to focus now, I want you to be with me now. I do not want you to be listening to music while you're watching this video. Just be focused right now and understand what I say. So we will be following a very simple process when it comes to answering the true false not given questions. What is the very first thing? A question. Many students ask, sir, should I read the passage first, or should I read the questions, or should I read the question? My advice: neither the passage nor the question. Read the heading. Okay, every passage has a heading. It is very important to read that heading. If you will not read that heading, you will never be in the context, right? You need to be in that context to really understand the question, to understand the answer. If you don't have that context, then how can you expect yourself to be understanding the question, right? End of the day, context is everything. After context, move to content. The first thing, right? Read the first question and underline the keywords. We will practice it in a while, you will understand it better, but just for now, the very first step is to read the heading, understand that okay, this passage is going to talk about this. Done. Now you will go and read the first question and underline the keywords. What are keywords? How to find them? We will talk about that in a while. Second step, find out these keywords in the passage and underline them. Now you have found out the keywords in the question. Now it is the time to go to the respective passage and find out those keywords in the passage, right? If not keywords, the synonyms of that keyword, right, of those keywords. Next step, read the part of the passage carefully. Now where you have found out the keywords, time to read that part of the passage. Okay, now after this there are a few tips as well. Don't try to read faster than your natural capabilities. You don't have to skim or scan everything. Okay, just after you find out the keywords, go to the passage. Wherever you have found those keywords in the passage, read that area of that passage or read that text easily, aram se. Okay, right. And then next is the skim and scan only for numbers or facts. You don't have to skim or scan for everything, just do it for the numbers and facts. It will become easier for you. And finally, if you can't solve a question, if you are unable to find out the answer for a question, just skip it, right? We will come back to that in the future. We will come back to that after a while, after we have solved other questions. Otherwise, you will waste a lot of time on that and you will miss out on many easy questions that are there lying in front of you. So come back to it later. Okay, right. So it's the time to practice. Secret to clear the IELTS test or to crack the IELTS test is practice, right? So we will be practicing true, false, and not given right now. Stay focused, come with me, stay with me, stay focused. Okay, right. So this is the passage. Very first thing, as I asked you, read the heading: Austin Health Center Patient Information Leaflet. Okay, now what does this mean? That okay, there's a health center and this text or the passage under this heading is basically information leaflet, right? It will be providing some information regarding the rules or the guidelines or the information about the Austin Health Center. So now this has set a context, right? Now I know that okay, the information that I will be reading is going to be something related to this. Okay, now we will be looking at the first question. You must always see the same doctor when you visit the center. Okay, so let's look at the first question. You must always see the same doctor if you visit the center. Now what does this mean, right? What was the first step? The first step was to read the heading. We have done that, we have understood that. Second step, reading the question. Third step was to underline the keywords, right? I have underlined the keyword that you must always see same doctor. Okay, that you must always see same doctor. Now what does this mean, right? This means that it is a rule that you must always see, you must always wash your hands, you must always stand in a queue, right? This is a rule, you have to follow that. There is no if, no but, you have to follow that, right? This is what that means. Okay, now let us have a look at the passage, right? Let us have a look at the very first paragraph, that is about appointments. Okay, now what is the question talking about? It is talking about appointments, so it will obviously be in the passage or in the paragraph that talks about appointments. Okay, I have underlined the words that are related to the keywords that I have underlined in the question statement, right? As you can see, I have underlined that we suggest that you try to see the same doctor. Okay, That's it. Now let us look at the question. That the question keyword, just look at the keyword, must always see same doctor. Look at the passage. We suggest that you try to see the same doctor. Can you guys catch the difference? Right? In the question statement, it is asking that you must always, right? That it is a rule. In the passage, it is saying that you should try. There's a difference, right? That you always, that there's an advice and then there's a rule, right? So you try to, that means that you should try, but it is not a rule, right? Just to be sure about it, let us read a little bit more. That you try to see the same doctor whenever possible because it is helpful for both you and your doctor to know each other well, dot 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 dot. Okay, that's it. I already know the answer. The question statement is saying that you must always. The answer is saying that you try to see. Answer would be false. Okay? Question is saying something. The passage is saying something else. Answer would be false. Simple. Okay? To make things more clear, let us move ahead. Okay, so now moving on to the next question. We have identify true false not given. If you want a repeat prescription, you must make an appointment, right? So what do you think would be the keywords here, right? Will the keyword be you must make, or would the keyword be repeat prescription, appointment? What do you think? We both can differ. I can identify different keywords, you can identify different keywords. The main thing is that we need to understand the core idea of the sentence. Okay, for me the keyword is repeat prescription and make an appointment. Okay, I will also consider make an appointment to be a keyword here. Now let us look at the passage that was talking about appointments, right? And let us now try to find out about repeat prescription. Okay, let us try to find out about repeat prescription. Please telephone dot 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 blah 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 blah. We tried hard to keep our appointments running time to time. We ask you to be punctual about it. Okay, so what I can see is, or what I want you to do is, I want you to read this whole passage. Take your time. Right, I hope you guys are done. I cannot find anything related to repeat prescription. I can find a lot of things about appointments, but I cannot find anything about repeat prescriptions. What does that mean? Well, in my opinion, or in fact, the correct answer would be not given. Okay, there is nothing that this passage is talking about when it comes to repeat prescriptions. Okay, but you do not just end it here. Okay, you do not just end it here. You have to make sure that you read one or two sentences of the next passage as well. Okay, or the next paragraph as well. Why? You want to make sure that there is a chance that the next paragraph might be talking about repeat prescription, right? So we will just read a couple of sentences of the next paragraph before we make a decision. Okay, I will quickly read. Please telephone this number from center. Okay, right, no. And in fact, the heading of the second paragraph is weekends and nights, so it cannot talk about repeat prescription if we go by common sense. But still, we will have a quick look at a couple of sentences and we should arrive at our answer, which is not given. Okay, cool. Now let us practice another question, right? And here's the passage and here's the question. Helen is the head nurse. Okay, now here there is one tip that works at times, that doesn't work at times, but it would work 99% of the times. You just have a look at the keyword. Okay, for example, for me the keyword here is head nurse, and Helen as well. So my keywords would be Helen and head nurse. Okay, so I will just underline them. Here is the third passage. Okay, I can find Helen stronger right away. I have underlined it. Done. Okay, now let us quickly read it properly. Do not skim or scan. Read it slowly, gradually, at your normal pace. All right, so Helen are available daily by appointment to help you with dressings, that, removal of stitches and blood tests. They will also advise of foreign travel, can administer various injections and blood pressure checks for any over 75s unable to attend the clinic. Helen will make a. Okay, cool. Yet again, I can find information about Helen, but I cannot find information about head nurse. Okay, what does that mean? That means that the answer would be not given, right? Because we are being provided with insufficient or incomplete information. Okay. Next step would be, before you finalize at your answer, just have a look at one or two sentences of the next paragraph. Okay, that next paragraph is paragraph T. New patients within 3 months. ... No, nowhere there is a mention of head nurse. I can safely say that the answer would be not given. Okay, that is how you arrive at the answer. First you underline the keywords, then you find out those keywords in the passage, then you try to match them. If it matches successfully, true. If it matches incorrectly, false. If you find incomplete information, not given. But before you mark not given, have a look at the next paragraphs, just so you make sure that you are not missing out on something. You don't have to read the whole paragraph, just read one or two sentences and it should do the job. All right, so the next question here is, it is possible that receptionists will ask you to explain your problem. Okay, so which of the paragraphs is talking about receptionists? It is the F paragraph, right? And what do you think would be the keywords here? So for me, the keywords are explain your problem and receptionists. Okay, so receptionists ask you to explain your problem. These are basically the keywords that I can find. Okay, now let us go back and look into the passage, right? So they will be able to answer many of your initial queries and should act as the rest of the team, act as a link with the rest of the team. They may request brief details of your symptoms or illness. Done. We have already found the answer, right? So there it is basically, the passage is saying that they may request, and the question is saying it is possible that receptionists will ask you to explain your problem. Okay, it is possible, they may, it means the same. Okay, they are absolutely the same. And in fact, what we should do is that we should also consider it is possible to be a keyword. Okay, otherwise we will get confused with the first question, right? So simple answer, you've already seen it, true. Okay, so come with me quickly, let us revise what we have studied today. Step 1, you read the heading, set your context. Step 2, read the question and underline the keywords. Step 3, find out those keywords in the passage. Step 4, match the information. Done. You will arrive at your answer. In case you are unable to find that information, the answer would be not given. But to be sure, read a couple of lines of the next passage and you will arrive at the answer. Okay, so this is it, guys. I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up. Please share it with your friends, those who are struggling with IELTS, those who are struggling how to answer the true false not given questions. And to know more about us, to know more about our one-to-one courses, please visit www.prepeve.com. that is prepeve.com. And I will see you in the next video. May God bless you all. Stay safe, stay at home. I know that these times are very hard, right? But remember that we are harder. You just have to find your opportunity, grab it, learn a skill, prepare for IELTS, do what you can do at home and empower yourself. Have a very good day. Take care.